one of the major characteristics of the 49ers offense is its versatility. I mean, Deebo Samuel, a wide receiver, comes out from out wide and lines up in the backfield as a running back, while Christian McCaffrey can probably outplay most slot wide receivers in the game. And this just highlights Kyle Shanahan's philosophy while building an offense. He wants to keep the defense on their heels as much as possible. This is also why Kyle Shanahan utilizes motion so much. This versatile offense often pays out in San Francisco 49ers' favor, but they also have players that are just key position players. And one of those players is Brandon Aiyuk. And while you probably won't see Brandon Aiyuk lining up in the backfield anytime soon, you will see him breaking his defenders' ankles because this guy runs some filthy routes. In this video, I hope to go over Brandon Aiyuk's high school career, his college career, what NFL scouts were saying about him, how he performed at the combine, and finally, how his NFL career has gone up to this point. And what is Brandon Aiyuk's role going forward during the 2023 season and onward? And if you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It means a ton. Brandon Aiyuk was born in Rocklin, California, March 17th, 1998. He currently is 6 foot and weighs around 200 pounds. One of the interesting parts about Brandon Aiyuk's story is he grew up a 49ers fan because his mom was a 49ers fan, and it bled through, as Brandon Aiyuk recalls it. And him being drafted by the 49ers would fulfill a childhood dream. But we're not there yet. We're at Brandon Aiyuk's high school days. While Aiyuk was born in Rocklin, California, he grew up in Reno, Nevada, where he attended Robert McQueen High School. He played wide receiver, defensive back, and returned kicks for the McQueen High School football team. And he was named first team All-Northern State, Nevada, and honorable mention All-State as a senior. Coming out of high school, Brandon Aiyuk was an unknown prospect, and he didn't really have any major offers. Therefore, he had to attend junior college. And Brandon Aiyuk chose to attend Sierra College from 2016 to 2017, where the 49ers spent training camp time from 1981 to 1997. As a freshman at Sierra College, he caught 29 passes for a whopping 573 yards and 5 touchdowns. He was named All Big 8 Conference. He was named a Junior College All-American in his sophomore season after recording 60 receptions for 960 yards and 14 touchdowns, while also returning 11 kickoffs for 418 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 14 punts for 313 yards and a touchdown. He finished his junior college career with a whopping 2,499 all-purpose yards and 21 touchdowns. Brandon Aiyuk's time at junior college was successful as it allowed him to refine his skills and also receive offers from a plethora of colleges, including UNR, Colorado State, Kansas, Tennessee, and Alabama. He ultimately chose Arizona State because it was one of the only few schools that recruited him to play wide receiver instead of only a return specialist, or plan to move him to the defensive side of the ball. In his first year with the Sun Devils, Aiyuk went off. He had 33 catches for 474 yards and 3 touchdowns with an additional 381 total return yards. Brandon Aiyuk was named third team preseason All Pac-12 Conference going into his senior season. And Aiyuk finished that season with 65 receptions for 1,192 yards and 8 touchdowns, returned 14 punts for 226 yards and 1 touchdown, and 14 kickoffs for 446 yards, and was named first team All Pac-12 as both a wide receiver and a return specialist. Kind of showing all those colleges that he could make it as a wide receiver, not solely a return specialist or even a defensive player. And just like that, Brandon Aiyuk's college career was over and he was ready to enter the 2020 draft. And at the 2020 Combine, Brandon Aiyuk did reasonably well. He ran a 40-yard dash in 4.5 seconds and a pretty fast 10-yard split of 1.52 seconds. He put up the bench press 11 times, had a vertical jump of 40 inches, and a broad jump of 10.8. But that's not all. Let's see what NFL scouts, specifically NFL.com, said was the overview for Brandon Aiyuk at this time. Ascending receiver prospect who has shown continued improvement since coming from the JUCO ranks. Aiyuk has size, speed, and is a natural pass catcher. Plays with good energy, but he must improve physicality to handle contested catches. He can be slick and instinctive to separate out of steams and turns, but getting in and out of standard route tends to be limited effectiveness. He needs more polish, but his ability to create yards after a catch could get him some early reps while he developed. He has the potential to develop into a wide receiver 3, and they compared him to Robert Woods. But one of the major things I want to point out about Brandon Aiyuk's strengths during this section is that he has long arms and soft hands with an above average catch radius. This guy is like Go-Go Gadget out there with the ability to pluck things out of the air. And honestly, Brandon Aiyuk looks like a prototypical wide receiver and has all the skill sets you want in a player. And the 49ers saw something similar to this when they selected him in the first round with pick number 25 in the 2020 NFL Draft. On June 26, 2020, Aiyuk signed a 4-year deal worth $12.5 million with a $6.6 million signing bonus. During Brandon Aiyuk's rookie season, he did surprisingly well. His receiving yardage was 748 with 5 touchdowns. He also ran a little bit, scoring 2 touchdowns on the ground. And I need to touch on something that has been a point of media speculation for a while: Brandon Aiyuk's time in and out of the doghouse. He seemed to spend time in and out of Kyle Shanahan's doghouse for not really living up to the potential he can be. I think this is really Shanahan trying to push Brandon Aiyuk into the player he can become, since he sees so much greatness in Aiyuk. And it appears that Brandon Aiyuk's time in the doghouse was largely overstated, as during Brandon Aiyuk's 2021 season, he improved on his 2020 stats, having a total of 826 yards, averaging 14.8 yards a catch, playing in a total of 17 games. During his 2022 season, Brandon Aiyuk broke the 1,000-yard mark for the first time, amassing a total of 1,015 yards on 78 receptions, averaging 13 yards a catch, and 8 touchdowns that year. During his career with the San Francisco 49ers, Brandon Aiyuk has played in 64 games and started 44 games. He's amassed 2,589 receiving yards with 19 touchdowns to go along with that. He's also amassed a total of 117 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns to go along with that. Ultimately, up to this point, Aiyuk has proven that the San Francisco 49ers were correct by selecting him in the first round, and he's much more than a wide receiver 3. He can be a potential number 1 wide receiver for any team in the league. I think he would go absolutely insane. He can go up against anyone's top corner and potentially beat him on any day. I think Aiyuk is one of the most deadly weapons the San Francisco 49ers have to utilize, and doesn't give as much credit as he really should. But now, since I just gave my thoughts on the San Francisco 49ers offense and Brandon Aiyuk, I want to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a lot if you subscribed and liked this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.